There he is, boots on the ground. Joining us on the Heister Automotive Group hotline is Aaron Rountree. Played basketball for Wake Forest from 2012 through 15. He's now you're a Wake super fan now, Aaron. I mean, it's a thing now.
I know, man. Retirement took me from the athlete life to the Wake super fan life, but this has probably been just as much fun, if not more.
All right, so you're in Omaha. You went to the game on Saturday. You saw them beat Stanford. That's fine. But now, and we're doing this kind of order of operations. We're kind of backwards here. We're doing this before the second game against LSU. So you're happy right now. I think you're going to be happy by the end of the day and by the time this thing airs. But just tell me a little bit what it's like there in Omaha, and has the Wake Nation showed out, and has it been a fun experience?
Omaha is insane. There's fans everywhere from all the schools. If you've seen the shop bar, you can tell that people are here from everywhere. Of course, there's more LSU people than anybody, but the Wake contingent, I feel like our whole student body is here. Like all of our living alumni decided to move to Omaha for 2 weeks. The games have been really, really exciting. That's probably been the best thing. So I caught a little bit of Florida, Tennessee, I think, the day before, or the game before our game on Saturday. So it's just been nice or not Florida, Tennessee. It's LSU, Tennessee. Sorry. My apologies, LSU.
You got Florida on the brain because they're up next.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm thinking about Florida because the bar I went to this morning, there's TCU fans everywhere. They bought out the bar. So I think about Florida. But, yeah, Omaha's been crazy. The games have been really, really good. The Deacs have been honestly surviving, if that makes sense. The number one team in the country surviving doesn't sound right, but we're just a resilient bunch, and it's kind of been a nice switch up from, don't get me wrong, I prefer 22-5, but it's been nice to see like that they can fight through adversity, and I think you have to win games like that to win a championship in any sport.
When did you jump on the baseball bandwagon?
I started watching last year, so I've been on MLB for about 3 years, and then I picked up college baseball last year because I was like, I went to a few games when I was a student, but I never really locked into it like I locked in this year. My crazy thing is Omaha's my first time watching a game this season in person. I didn't find a way to make it back to Winston. My work schedule got crazy. But I've watched a lot of their games on TV, and Wake's been a wagon all year as far as gambling goes. So
number one team in the country, the betting favorite to win this thing. They have certainly delivered thus far in Omaha. All right, so what do you think this would mean for Wake Forest to do something? I talked about it in Wednesday's episode. Carolina couldn't do this. 7 times they went, and since 2006 couldn't do it. State's been twice, couldn't do it for whatever reason, different one each time. If Wake goes to Omaha this time and comes home with that thing, I know they won it in 55, but come on now. If they do it, if they come home with this thing, what does that say about the Big Four rankings? And that's gotta be up there in bragging rights too.
I think it would mean a lot. Like I said, I'm new to the college baseball landscape, but I know how close a lot of the schools in North Carolina have gotten. At least getting to Omaha's hard in itself.
Yeah.
But once you get here, it's a grind. Like, luckily for Wake, we won the first 2 games, but like battling out of the losers bracket is miserable. I think this might be the hardest postseason tournament of all the college sports.
In all of sports.
I would say, yeah, it's
the dumbest bracket in the history of the world.
Yes, because you have to win so many games, and it only takes 1 loss to add 3 games to your schedule potentially, which is tough with your not being able to start your first and second pitcher every game. It's not like basketball and football where you throw out your best guys every single night. So it takes depth, a lot of resiliency. I think it definitely moves us. Obviously, I'm biased, so I think the Big Four rankings are a little different, a little biased down your way too.
Right. But would this surpass, in the Wake talking points, would this surpass the Randolph Childress ACC title, and would this surpass the football ACC title in 06? Those are 2 pretty big landmark moments for Wake Forest sports, by the way.
I think this would at least be probably the biggest one of my lifetime. I don't want to call it Dolph old, but I think I was like 2 when Dolph hit his shot. So, or when they won the ACC title.
Right.
basketball's had some really, really good teams that underachieved in the tournament, so that sucks. So I would say this probably be the biggest sporting accomplishment. Women's golf just won the Natty. That's huge.
Right.
So actually going back to back Natties in 2 weeks would probably be the best. I tweeted it earlier this year, and that's a testament to John Curry. I think this is the best Wake sports has ever been, at least that I could think of as a whole. There's really not a bad team on campus, and then we have some really, really good teams on campus. So I think this would kind of cap off one of the best sport years, if not the best sport year in Wake history.
Wake Forest has some unbelievable pitchers. Do you have a favorite yet?
Favorite. I love, of course, everybody celebrates Rhett Lauder Day.
15-0. That's kind of crazy.
I'm a big Roland fan, though.
I was gonna say he's winning a lot of fans on the internet.
So Roland's my kind of guy, just energy wise, because that's kind of how I played basketball. It seems crazy, but like when your main task is defense, you kind of have to psych yourself up. So to everybody else, it looks like he might be nervous or he's like talking to himself like this guy's a psycho, but his only job is to get through 3 batters. So he kind of has to be like that. I love Keener as well. Keener got that breaking ball going. I hope he has it going today. Matter of fact, he's a starter for today. So I love them all. It's hard for me to pick one, but I'm gonna go with Roland. He's winning over Twitter. And I was already a fan of the energy anyway.
Has anyone asked you yet where Wake Forest is?
In the airport, I've been getting the mix up with like Lake Forest for a while. I'm kind of
Illinois?
Yeah, I don't even know where Lake Forest is, but
Okay.
I think it's in Illinois. There's a TikTok going around for some guy was asking people where Wake Forest.
I didn't know if you saw it or not, if that hurt your heart a little bit.
I've had it sent to me like 15 times, and it just reinforces like the little brother like chip on the shoulder. I'm like yelling at people like, I bet you know where Wake Forest is now.
You say little brother, and they are the smallest school in all of Power 5, and I worry about the future of Wake in the NIL world, and I know that there's some money at Wake Forest. I know we don't have to pass the hat, but I do worry that they could be left behind. So does this almost add even more to what the baseball team is doing now? Does it either show you could still win at Wake Forest no matter what, or does it show that maybe hang on to this one while they can, because who the heck knows what the future is in the NIL world?
I think we'll be fine in the NIL world. So I think the NIL world panics people, and
yes.
I'm very much so pro NIL. I'm a players guy.
Same.
I want players to get paid. I wish I could have made a couple dollars off my hustling defense, and I guess
some shirts.
I'm about to say my Twitter page would have sold some Twitter ads, but I think Wake will be fine. Like you said, we're not passing the hat around for money. We have maybe the nicest facilities in the conference. I'd argue some of the best facilities in the conference and maybe the nation. So I think it'll be fine. And NIL will be fine for everybody. Everybody talks so much about the rich getting richer with NIL, but look at the NCAA tournament for basketball. Look at it for baseball. You got Oral Roberts, FAU, San Diego State. Like, you don't have to spend a lot of money. You just have to allocate your money the right way. And it's still about building programs in every sport. Coach Walters does a great job with baseball. We got guys from Winston. We got transfers in. Bennett transferred in. Like, we'll be fine. And most schools in the ACC will be. It's always fun to cry wolf about, like, resources and whatnot and realignment and NIL, but Power 5 schools have plenty of money and they'll make it work.
You mentioned the Jello shot bar and the chart. Have you contributed?
Yes. One of my good friends, Cam Lemons, sent me like $100, and then I matched his 100. So we've been trying to put numbers on the board. Wake Forest is in a strong second place.
Yeah, it's impressive.
We have more Jello shots than our undergrad enrollment, and that's what we're here for. We're just trying to keep upping those numbers. After we get off this call, I'm gonna probably go contribute again. I'll make sure and give you some Twitter evidence when I get over there.
They taste any good?
The Jello shots are for charity, and we'll leave it at that.
Okay. All right. That's fair.
I'm a tequila guy, so it's definitely not my cup of tea. But for the Deacs, if I got to take down a few Jello shots to keep the rally going, I will.
All right. Now, how are you going to make this work? Because you're here for a second game, but then the championship series, I don't think starts till next week. It truly is a marathon. Will you come back? When will you come back? Will it be for the whole series, or will you just try to get there for the clincher?
So I would love for us to win today, so I don't feel bad about missing tomorrow.
Yeah.
If God forbid we lose today, then I'll miss the game tomorrow. I'll be watching it from work because I have to get back to work. But I'm definitely getting back for the weekend series because I wouldn't miss a chance to watch Wake win a national championship in any sport.
All right, Aaron Rountree. I appreciate you, man. Enjoy it. Don't drink too much. It is for a good cause. Just be safe. Make sure you hydrate. You're getting a little bit older now. You're starting to get to that age.
I'm getting a lot of bit older. Just don't judge me if you see me with my shirt off on ESPN again.
All good, man. Enjoy the Deacs. Enjoy Omaha, and hopefully we'll be talking to you again and talking about a Wake Forest national championship.
My God, thank you.